Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a ranked game in Smaland. Going over the matchmaking. The enemy team has an enemy in Montana, Conqueror, Yamato, Minotaur, Moskva, Shimakaze, and Haragumo. This seems like it's a little louder than normal, so I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit. So, had some questions about the ship. Is it worth the price? Um, that kind of thing. So, gonna try to go over the play style of the ship as I see it and kind of my thoughts on the ship. Um, so, general kind of philosophy that's jumped out at me is the ship doesn't have smoke, but it has radar. So, from my perspective, that kind of throws out, um, really wanting to run things like concealment expert. I am running the concealment module on the ship, and that gets my concealment down to 6.8 kilometers. And I'm just running, thank you, Janet, a full gun build, AFT, demolition expert, basic firing training, survivability expert. Um, I'll link the build below in the description. But there's some things that I like about the ship. There's some things that I don't like about the ship, and we'll get into that. So right away, the top speed on this destroyer, it's not super fast, but it's not super slow. Top speed about 37 knots without a speed flag. However, it has this wonky engine boost where you get a ridiculous, extra 30%, engine power to the ship, but it's very short duration. It only lasts 60 seconds, and unfortunately, you've got to kind of pick here on your build. Do you want to have a longer duration radar, or do you want to have a longer duration engine boost? And in this build, I opted for the longer duration radar. This is actually a dangerous turn up here. If I could do this again, I'd duck behind this island. Because if that Minotaur had played it smart and just held off until he picked me up and radared me, this game would have been a lot more difficult. So, one of the things that I really like about the ship, I just sent them. The torpedoes on this ship, they're fantastic. A little lighter on the Alpha than I'd like, but for such fast-moving torps with 12 kilometers range, a fast reload, I mean, yeah, that's nice. I just hit a DD for 18k, and yeah, that's gonna sting. You see what it's done to the Haragumo. Um, because this is arms race, because there are heal bonuses already in effect in the games. He picked one up, I picked one up. I want to try to pick a fight with this Haragumo sooner rather than later, so I'm pushing back in here. The way this Minotaur is playing here makes me think this guy is 100% running radar. He hasn't smoked up at all to farm my battleships, so I'm just keeping that little bit of information in my back pocket right now. I'm just timing a torp launch on the Montana. Maybe I get lucky, catch the Haragumo coming around, and I'm just going to fall back a little bit. My Montana is starting to run off, and I'm losing a little bit of support out here, but I really want to pick a fight with this Haragumo before that heal buff has a chance to pick back up. And you're going to see I just got detected. I'm a little still figuring out the consumables. Had to look to see what radar was under. This is, I believe, my first or second game in Smaland. So I'm a little off with the guns, a little off with the consumables, but I'm just gonna finish off this Haragumo, I did land torpedoes on the Montana, and watch this acceleration. I just repaired my engine. I'm gone. Look at that engine power. Absolutely fantastic. The only problem is that engine boost is already almost half over, and it makes what could be a really interesting destroyer a lot less interesting, in my opinion. If that engine boost, you know, say it was 15-20%, but ran for 2 minutes, I'd be a lot more interested in this DD. You can just see how hard I'm speed juking here, and you're gonna see it. You can see my aim's a little crap there, but I mean, just baiting that Montana, and if you're not used to shooting something as agile as this, it gets very rough. But already, engine boost is down. So it's something that you very much are going to want to save for active combat, for damage mitigation. Now, I traded a lot of HP there, but I do have repair parties. This is arms race. You know, I am gaining HP back slowly. I'm going to burn one of my repairs up here shortly because I want to dip back in here and try to fight this Minotaur that somehow my battleships have, you know, not even managed to scratch until now. Now I'm dipping in here, just gonna try to dump some torps. I'm guessing he's gonna try to push into these buffs and try to pick them up. I see the Shimakaze smoking up, so I'm just gonna kite back and I'm gonna use this smoke here to try to get some damage in on this Minotaur. I'm expecting to get radared. And you just look at my angle. I'm just being prepared to angle away if I need to. You look at how fast those torps are. You know, they're screaming fast. Minotaur just barely avoids them. Takes a big hit from I think it was the Montana. And I'm loading AP, just kind of trying to feel it out right here. It does well on the upper belt. Down on the belt, it's shattering. It's 6 kilometers, so kind of gives you a feel. It's nothing. The AP is nothing like Club Air or anything like that. But aiming at the upper belt on a lot of ships can get you a lot of reliable damage if the target happens to be broadside or at an angle where the AP will work. Again, picked up a DD. Ignore my sloppy shooting, but again, this is, you know, your detection really means nothing here as long as you've got radar, because you can just hit a button and, you know, goodbye, you know, best in class concealment Shimakaze. I hope you like my DPM. If I could actually land hits on this Shimakaze, this guy would be hurting. So now that he's straightening out a bit, I'm gonna land some hits on him. Get an unrepairable fire on him. Engine boost deactivated. And, you know, just gonna kite back. And that's one of the things that you're gonna really have to, if you're gonna play this ship as a gunboat, you're gonna have to get really used to kiting and you know, being aggressive with your guns. Theoretically, it could be possible to go with a full concealment build and, you know, either play it around your torpedoes, but I think that the guns are good enough on the boat that it wouldn't be something that I would consider ideal. But there is some potential for different play styles with the ship. Just gonna go ahead and open up here. Again, with AFT, you can easily land shots at, you know, 13 kilometer range once you get used to, you know, the ballistic performance for the guns. They've got good fire chance. With the new IFHE rework, just like almost all of the other DDs out there, I don't recommend running IFHE on them. Just run with the raw fire chance and go from there. The only time I would contemplate running IFHE on these ships or on DD guns these days is if the meta happens to be like Cruiser Apocalypse or something like that, where your guns, the fire chance just isn't going to tick long enough on a regular cruiser to punish them. So, that'd be the only time that I really look at running IFHE on a destroyer after the IFHE rework. So just getting some shots in there, try to get some damage out. We have capped the center point. I know this game's gonna end soon. Gonna switch to AP. I was gonna try to get some shots in on this Moskva, kind of see how things will work on this ship. Was trying to get the stern, but unfortunately just ran out of time there. And all in all, a very interesting game. I love the uniqueness of the play style. It's it is a fun ship to play. I can see that there's going to be people that are going to struggle with this ship because you're going to either need to be very good with your torpedo game because your torpedo spreads don't really cover a lot of real estate. It is a pretty tight spread, and I personally like that because I can place those torpedoes pretty accurately. Um, but people that struggle with torpedoes probably going to have a rough go with it. And if you struggle, open water gunboating with a destroyer, uh, again, it's gonna be difficult. But if you have learned those skills or are able to teach yourself those skills, this destroyer can be quite interesting. Um, Personally, do I think it's worth 2 million free XP? No. It's in my port right now for testing. I don't have any active plans to purchase it on my own, uh, unless my clan says, "Hey, we need to have a Smaland on our team. Somebody buy it," and at that point, I'll go on ahead and purchase it. But unless that happens, or unless they lower the price, I have no plans to purchase the ship, even though I really do appreciate the unique play style the ship has. So, uh, again, if you guys have any questions or comments about the ship, let me know. Um, I included the end plates here so you could kind of see the credit earning potential. Basically, it's on par with most of the other tier 10 ships like Stalingrad, things like that. Nothing to write home about, but not too shabby either. So, anyway, hope you guys are having a good night. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will talk to you later.